It is finally time. I promised you the Spider-Man review. Why is it so late? I'm sick. And I actually got sick the night I watched the movie. So I went with my brother and my parents. A little family trip to the cinema. Was really fun. Went to a Korean restaurant afterwards. Great day. Really fun day. Nice little family trip. However, that night I got home. Boy, my nose started feeling funny. I went to bed and I woke up at like 3 a.m. Bed is soaking wet. I'm sweating. My nose stuffed. Everything hurts. My left ear is in pain. And I was like, what is happening? Pretty much ever since then, the entire week. And still to this day, right now. It's still going, guys. I'm still sick, but I want to get the video out now, so I will just make this video like no script, just telling you my honest feelings. It's also been a week, so I had a little bit of time to think about the movie a bit more. Alright, but let's get into it, and it won't be that long. I don't want to yap here forever, I want to go back to bed. And so yeah, I will start spoiler free. Is it worth watching the movie in cinema? Was I entertained? Was it good? Did I have fun watching it? Yes, I did. Yes, I think it was worth watching in cinema, and I think it's a pretty decent Spider-Man movie. It has issues, definitely. It's not perfect. I wouldn't even rate it as my favorite Spider-Man movie. Nope, I wouldn't. One thing the Spider-Man movies always achieve is like entertain me. Even the worst ones, the Amazing Spider-Mans, which I also don't think are that horrible. Maybe I'm just very forgiving to Spider-Man. That could be. I just like Spider-Man a lot. And it's very easy for a Spider-Man movie to make me like it. It's like Spider-Man needs to save people, Spider-Man needs to have consequences to his own actions, and Spider-Man needs to make sacrifices and you know, become stronger. And this movie is also doing that. Every Spider-Man movie is doing it. I'm easy to please when it comes to Spider-Man, okay? It's not that hard. And this movie delivers that as well, like all the others. So if you want that, you get that here. However, this movie is also not just about Spider-Man. There's another character that will be very central, and a lot of people don't like that. I just accept it, because I know this is the MCU Spider-Man. The MCU Spider-Man is not really his... Like, the MCU movies are not just their own thing. They also have to introduce a bunch of other bullshit and then, you know, weave into other movies and other characters. And, I'm not the biggest fan of that anymore. I was during the first phase of, or like the Infinity Saga, whatever the fuck it's called. I liked it there. By now, I'm so done with it. I'm so done with the entire multiverse, connected universe. Whatever. That's not the topic here. Maybe another time. Maybe before Doomsday. So you have that here, and so Spidey does have to share the screen time here and there, especially in the later half of the movie. Maybe you won't like that. It's, you know, it is what it is. Let's just say that. The biggest problem the movie on the other hand has, that I really didn't like, is character bloat. There's too many characters in this movie, and some of them serve zero purpose. There's a certain very, very uncomfortable scene. I don't know, man. I was in the cinema and I felt uncomfortable watching it. It was awkward. Whoever thought that's a good idea and whoever thought that's funny should be fired. The bathhouse scene. That character is useless, quite frankly, and the entire thing was just awkward. They could have cut out and it would have saved like, what, 5 or 10 minutes. This movie feels a bit bloated and a little bit too long. They could have easily improved the pacing by removing certain characters and the useless interactions. But overall, again, it is, maybe we talk about 10-15 minutes in like a 2-hour something movie. It's not the end of the world, it is just unfortunate. It would have been an easy win if they would just cut it out. Anyways, let's go to spoiler territory so I can really tell you why I hate... Dude. But whatever, let's go into spoiler territory. So if you haven't watched the movie, you should turn off now. So let's go into the spoiler stuff. So, and I will pick up right where I just left off. Bathhouse, Yelena, cut it out. You could have cut out the entire segment and the character and it would change nothing. Peter would have just figured out where to go by himself because he's smart. Yelena adds nothing but a super awkward scene. Like the bathhouse scene is... It made me uncomfortable with how weird it was and how... I don't know, man. It was just awkward. I also don't like Yelena as a character. She's useless. Also the annoying talk about big potato, small potato stuff. Like, Oh, Peter is a small potato. Like, what are you talking about, small potato? He went to space, fought Thanos. Small potato, whatever. Oh my god, it makes me so mad. Yeah, she should be cut out entirely out of this movie. I don't even know why she gets gassed up so much. I watched Thunderbolts, that movie is fucking shit. It's really bad. The only good thing is the second half with the Void. And when they save a couple people on the streets. That's the only good things about Thunderbolts. The rest was absolutely shit. The Jean Grey stuff. I don't mind too much. I like X-Men, that's, when I didn't know it was Jean Grey, I had no idea. I only watched like one trailer about Spider-Man and went into the movie. I didn't know anything. I don't follow like what actor is picking up what role, none of that stuff. I don't care. So to me it was a surprise that Jean Grey is in this movie, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually pretty cool. I like that because I like the X-Men. I really enjoy watching X-Men movies and the stories. So that was like, holy shit. So this is building up the X-Men. Cool. But also, the next X-Men movie, or when it's happening, that's gonna make or break this movie, because Jean is a villain in this movie. She is, and whoever's like, oh no, she's a misunderstood little puppy, you know, she's like, it's not her fault, she's just so sad, with her sister, now she needs to control, mind rape, and kill people. No. Villain. That's what a villain does. Spider-Man wouldn't do that. Okay, Spider-Man did fuck up one dude who killed his uncle, but, you know, you need to overcome that. She is just very evil in this movie, which I don't mind. I don't mind. I like villains, but this entire thing needs to be used and brought up. This entire thing needs to be brought up again. If they will just go to the next X-Men movie and Jean is just, hey, I'm an X-Men now and I'm gonna save people. Like, no, that doesn't work. You can't do that. You cannot just recover from being a fucking villain and controlling and mind raping half of New York and killing a couple people. Like that one dude who's getting, she walks onto the street and he gets run over by the taxi or some shit. You can't just ignore, you can't push that under the rug. It needs to be addressed. What I think what's gonna happen is, this is gonna be like the Sokovia Act. Like, people will, or like the politicians in the universe will be like, oh, mutants are so dangerous, look at this. This one mutant alone controlled half of New York and doing all that stuff. And then you will have like Xavier being like, oh, I can show her another way, and, you know, teaches Jean to be a good person and helping people. And if they go that route, it's cool. That would be cool. Any other thing? Oh, that will retroactively look really bad on this movie. That's what I'm afraid of. It really depends on the X-Men movie, how they go forward with this. Do I like the actor is great. I really like her more than, what's the last name? Sophie Turner? Whatever. The Game of Thrones woman. The Stark daughter, whatever her fuck her name is. I don't know. I didn't like her in Apocalypse. I think she is just a plank when it comes to acting. And what's her name right now? The new one from Stranger Things? Sadie Sink. Yeah, I think she is doing a pretty good job. She has at least a good acting range for that. Like, from Stranger Things, I guess, the being tortured and screaming, she's really good at that. So, that was, the finale was pretty cool. Yeah, I really wonder where that stuff goes. But yeah, I don't know, I wanna wrap it up. I'm feeling sick, I wanna go back to bed. Is Spider-Man worth watching? Yes, it's fun. Could it have been better? Yes, it could have been. The movie did one thing. It actually made me kinda interested in the future of the MCU. I was pretty much completely checked out since Endgame. I already didn't really like Endgame. We can talk about that maybe before Doomsday comes out. I will rewatch Endgame with the additional 6 minutes, guys. Additional 6 or 7 minutes to understand Doomsday. I will watch that and I will talk about that movie as well. Hopefully not sick anymore. And give my opinions on that. But yeah, Spider-Man now kind of reignited a little bit of interest, and I will watch Doomsday, and I will at least check out the next X-Men movies. What else is coming out? No fucking idea. I don't care about any of the other heroes or whatever the fuck they put out, but X-Men, I would watch that. I will watch Doomsday, despite Pedro Pascal being in that. I fucking hate that guy. Didn't like the Fantastic Four movie, whatever, that's not the topic. Alright, let me know what you thought about the movie, what you liked, what you didn't like. There's no wrong answers. I will read all of those. Alright, have a good one, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.